Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very interesting video because we have some updates coming from Nintendo about, I guess, one of the biggest controversies surrounding the Nintendo Switch 2, and they have directly talked about the game keycard situation. I don't really know how I feel about the response, but we have that to go over. We have some great news about Switch 2 stock, like if you didn't get a pre-order, and some other Switch 2 updates, and yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into the video. So, I think we are officially less than 3 weeks away now, that's kind of crazy, man. This next generation is right around the corner, but the news has not stopped. It's not slowing down. We have some pretty big updates today. So, just remember, I'm giving away a Nintendo Switch 2 in July, an additional Switch 2 closer to the holidays, and every single Saturday for the entire year, multiple eShop gift cards. All you have to do is be a subscriber, follow my social medias, and make sure you like and comment on every video to help the algorithm, and that's pretty much it. Now, let's go ahead and get into this video. So every single day, Nintendo is putting out videos on their Nintendo app. I'll be honest, I don't really check the app, I just see the news when it pops up somewhere else. And they showed off a video, I want to say 2 days ago, about the Pro Controller. I do want the Pro Controller, don't get me wrong. I don't think I'm going to get it anytime soon. One, I just don't have the money for it. And two, I'm going to play this console predominantly handheld. That's just how I play my Switch. I've only played my Switch now probably docked to the TV 10 times. I will play my Switch 2 docked more to the TV because it's more in line with like a next generation console, but I'm going to play it handheld. I'll honestly probably get a Nintendo Switch Pro Controller before I get a Switch 2 one. But in the new Nintendo app video, whatever the hell it's called, they showed off new features for the Switch 2 Pro Controller, and it's a cool little Easter egg. So you can find this video pretty much wherever. The quality's not that great, but we just want to hear the sound effects, right? So yeah, as you can see, it's like musical almost. I wonder if there was two Joy-Cons here instead of a Pro Controller, would have it made a different sound effect? But this is just some of those features that are going to come up over time, like little Easter eggs. The same thing with the Switch. When you wake it up and you press like the thumbstick sound, it makes a sound effect. The top button's a sound effect. Maybe a different button, it's a sound effect. I'm sure we're going to find little fun stuff like that as time goes on. So now that we are officially less than 3 weeks away, I was wondering, when are other publications going to start like giving us hands-on looks at the Switch 2? Like, I know Nintendo's doing it, but journalists, maybe IGN, maybe Game Rant, maybe, I don't know, you know, the bigger publications, when are they going to start showing us stuff? But I don't think that's going to happen at all this generation, which I find pretty shocking. So this is coming from Chris String. No Switch 2 press review units, like none at all. Some media have been warned that they will not have their machine until launch day. So Nintendo is going to give these machines to certain journalists, certain publications, but they will not get it until launch day. And I'm going to assume, well, what does this say right here? Oh yeah, Nintendo has told journalists that this is due to the requirement of a significant day one patch, which I wonder how big that patch is going to be. Now, I did not get a Switch day one, but from what I've heard, that the Nintendo Switch had like a massive day one patch, and that was for the eShop and then also to do with Breath of the Wild. So I'm going to assume it's the same thing. There's probably a massive day one patch for Mario Kart World. I can only imagine how much stuff they're trying to tweak before the game launches. And then what else? The eShop, you know, we're seeing that's a little bit different, and there's like different tiers and features now. And oh yeah, game chat. I've heard that a lot of the RAM being taken up in the operating system for the Switch 2 like is for game chat, which is crazy because that's a feature that I honestly think is going to be a lot less used than Nintendo thinks it will. I could be wrong, but I just think it's going to be cool for a little bit, and then people are going to play games how they play them, right? So the San Francisco Nintendo store has officially opened, and Doug Bowser was at the opening, and IGN interviewed him there. And from that interview, we got quite a bit of like pretty big updates. So first, I want to go over this update about Switch 2 shortages, or the demand of the Switch 2. And it is very reassuring news, and then I have some news to piggyback off of that, and then we will get into the game key card updates. The US supply of the Switch 2 is expected to be able to meet consumer demand throughout 2025, a senior Nintendo official said, which I mean, just for them to come out and say that, that's very promising. And then the other day I was thinking in a video, or I was trying to remember, why did the Nintendo Switch get delayed? I could not remember the reason why. And I think in this article somewhere in early 2024, Japanese outlet Neki, or I don't know, Nintendo is prepared to delay the Switch 2 indefinitely until it can ensure that its supply chain would meet the early demand for the console. So it seems like all that went fine. But I think it's Doug Bowser. Yeah, right here in the article, they talk about how the demand for the Nintendo Switch, like day one or that initial launch, was way more than the 2 million units they had. Like, it was crazy. And then they could not restock, I think, until July of 2017. Given this track record, some industry analysts and fans have expressed concerns about Nintendo's ability to meet demand for its upcoming console, particularly after the early Switch 2 pre-orders immediately sold out across the country. Looking to assure these worries, Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser recently offered an encouraging forecast, insisting that history won't repeat itself with the Switch 2. As we look at our plans here in the United States, we do believe we'll have production and supply that would allow us to meet our consumer demand. So very, very promising stuff. And then this is just talking about what we talked about the other day. Nintendo will produce at least 15 million Switch 2 units by March 2026. Now, to piggyback off of this, if you did not get a pre-order, which I still can't believe I was able to get to it, I never get lucky, I think you're going to be okay. If you want to get one of these consoles and you have the money, and you want to get one day one, there is hope. Yesterday or the day before, we talked about how somebody at Target who works there is saying they're getting some extra consoles to be able to sell day one. Well, we have a little bit more news to coincide with that. Target might also have a few Nintendo Switch 2 units on hand come launch day, at least according to a report from Go Nintendo. Insiders claim that a few Target locations could have the highly anticipated console available for those who couldn't get a Switch 2 pre-order when their doors open on June 5th. One Target store in particular is said to have 30 units ready to be sold on that date. So these are not the consoles that were pre-ordered. These are additional consoles for people who want to be able to buy one. And this is just one Target getting 30 consoles. Walmart's probably going to do the same thing. GameStop, I think, said is doing the same thing. I'm going to assume Best Buy is doing the same thing. So if you did not get the pre-order and you did not get it through Nintendo's system, and keep in mind, Nintendo is still emailing people days later. They did their whole email thing on May 8th, I think. They're still emailing people every single day to be able to buy the console. So keep checking your emails if you signed up that way. But regardless, go the night before. Line up, be first in line. You will get the damn console. Now let's talk about the game keycard situation. I am not a fan of it, but I always thought there was a reason why it was happening. And then recently we've seen that Nintendo's only offering a 64 gigabyte cartridge and they're charging $16 for that cartridge, which is very expensive. Especially if you have like a $40 or $50 game, then you got to pay for the cartridge, you got to pay Nintendo, you got to pay retail. It's not really worth it, right? But is this the future we're moving towards? And Nintendo, I feel like, has always been one of those companies that has supported physical media as long as possible. I feel like they're going to be the last one to do it. They gave us an update. The update sounds good, but I think it's really like, I feel like I don't know how to explain. I can't even talk. I almost feel like it's not a great answer. With the opening of the San Francisco Nintendo store, Nintendo CEO Doug Bowser discussed the game key cards with IGN and how they play a role in Nintendo's business. Bowser reassured that, this is the words right here I was talking about. For the immediate future. For the immediate future, physical games are still considered an important part of Nintendo business. So why say for the immediate future? What does that mean? Like the next 12 months? The next 18 months or something? I don't know. And what do you say for the foreseeable future? For as long as possible? I just feel like there was better words to choose right here. And the company wants to ensure that it has products available to retailers. However, it seems like the game key cards were, at least in part, utilized to help make the Switch 2 attractive to third-party game publishers. Bowser noted that Nintendo wants to have the broadest and deepest library of content. This makes me feel like we're getting shovelware again, as bad as on the Switch. And that using game key cards allows its third-party partners to bring more content, as well and deeper and larger. Deeper and larger? I don't think that's how you describe games. This game, deep and large, but oh my god. More immersive content. See these words, man. Yeah. So maybe I'm looking too much into this, right? Maybe I'm reading something that isn't there, but I just feel like the choice of words isn't very reassuring. For the immediate future, it almost feels like they have a plan to start phasing out physical media. It just seems like counterintuitive. I guess it all depends on getting third-party games on the console, but I don't know. But what do you guys think about this? I would love to hear opinions down below. Like I said, am I overreacting? Am I reading too much into this? Or do you think there's a real concern there for the future of physical media, especially when you think Nintendo is going to be the last people to hold out? Can we get Doug Bowser out of here, man? I do not like that guy. But yeah, it's just a personal preference. As always, in the comments below, let me know what you guys are thinking. If you made it to this part of the video, hit a like and subscribe. Remember, tomorrow I'm giving away eShop gift cards right here in the video. I do it every Saturday in eShop sell videos. We're doing it for the Switch. We'll do it for the Switch 2. Giving away Switch 2s in July and closer to the holidays. And that's pretty much it. Peace out.